Talk, Rap Talk Motivation. Welcome. Welcome to Poetry and Conversations. I am your host, your MC, Rap Talk. Why Diddy giving back publishing rights is the topic for the night. During this course of just talking and kicking it, just posing the question, we're going to get into a little information that's out there. Haven't actually heard him speak on it yet. I don't know if he done took the Instagram or not. I've been giving that social media stuff a break. So I don't know if he went online or I've been hearing it from other sources, very close sources to the camp that is going down. That everybody give back rights to certain artists. I don't know if it's going to be all. There's going to be some. So he got it going on. So I guess Brother Love got that love in his heart right now. I don't know why. I mean, first off, it's actually a shame that we got to pose the question like why he's giving it back. Because it should have been theirs already from the start, which most of us know. Ones that seemingly in the business or know the business or study the business. So what they getting already should have been theirs already. But we're going to look on the positive side even though they losing out already because it's been, 30 years? A lot of these songs, a lot of these hits that came out in 95, 96, 97. That's 25, 30 years ago. Shit, he rich off of them already. I guess he can give them back. He done milked them already and he done milked them at the highest point when the song was the biggest. But like I say, again, we're going to find a positive out of this because I definitely respect the move. And definitely hoping it can be a bigger trend for the culture of people with record labels that, the artists do have their publishing. I actually read in the article that that's one of the motives why he's doing this from a close source. Now this was according to American songwriter. It was actually in print that this was one of the reasons why he is doing this. It says Diddy's team insisted that a maneuver like this is unprecedented, as it could impact the industry and shift how artists are compensated. So they're saying this is really about to happen. I mean, some people think it ain't gonna happen. Some people saying it's just talk. But like I said, I haven't heard from the source actually. If anybody heard, did Diddy actually just go straight out and say it? Like, okay, I'm doing this. But I'm pretty sure he done ran this across his publicist. And the way it's making headlines and news and stuff right now. This is really a big deal. This is a big deal for music. But I still just pose the question, like, why now? Like, what gave him the motive to really do it now? Like, what's up with the timing? Like, why today? Like, is there something going on that we don't know about? I ain't trying to look for the bullshit or nothing in this story because it's definitely a positive thing and it's a good, this is something moving forward. This is a practice that could really be duplicated if people really see this working out. And these artists really gonna eat. But like I say, I don't say all though. I don't know. I read one source that said all. Then I read another source that said it was only gonna be certain artists like the Notorious Big Estate, Faith Evans, The Lox, and Mace. which we all knew Mace was fighting for his verbally. He went online. He made a mix song. What was that last year? Wasn't that last year he made that song? That mixtape song going off. He was talking about he brought my publisher for 20K and he wanted to buy it for 2 million. That's why I wondered did Mace buy his? I wondered did Mace buy his? Because remember Mace was trying to buy his like last year. And the Diddy told him no. But you also do know that Mace got that bag from what's that the It Is What It Is sports show with him and Cam. So I don't know if Diddy just straight up gave Mace his. Mace might have brought his. I mean, I can't prove what I said, but the timeline kind of adding up that Mace may have brought his. But we'll see when Mace come out. That might be a smack in the face too, though. If Mace did buy his, but not Diddy giving everybody else theirs back. So we're gonna see how that worked out. I really don't know the full details on that. All we can do is speculate on that. But who's you think gonna be worth the most though, Mace? But like I say, definitely Notorious Big. Damn, that's crazy. All that time his estate they had to have something, at least a piece. Notorious Big estate. Because I know he got a daughter. He got a daughter and a son, if I'm not mistaken. And of course his mother. So his estate, whoever runs his estate, Big's estate, they should be in for some good publishing checks coming in pretty soon. But again, I just posed the question like, wow, like what's the day like? Like what was the big aha voila moment to where he just like everybody get their shit, everybody get a piece of their shit at least. Don't get me wrong, it's a good deed and more labor should do it. Will Birdman do this shit? Will Birdman follow up and some of these other CEOs? They got rich as fuck. I think most of them was like just competing around that time, especially because you got to remember around the time when all them was just eating and going crazy. Them late 90s, early 2000, when it was Master P, Bad Boy, who else? And Cash Money crept on in. Universal was giving out the big ass deal. Universal, Sony, and Master P, he was with Priority? Priority a distro though, but P, he was getting more of a percentage off of his album sales, better than just that big old upfront check. Cause he was before Cash Money and them. That's how Cash Money got them big super ass deals, because off the backs of Master P deal. Of course you get what you negotiate. That's how business go, of course. And then that's when Puff re-up with Arista, yeah. Diddy was Bad Boy was with Arista. But if I'm not mistaken, later on, Bad Boy, I don't think they still rolling with Arista, like with Clive. But it's all business though. Now what's some of these big songs though? Let's look up some of these big ass hits that have generated so much money that some of these people ain't even. Now I know damn well, like I said in the video I just posted too, I know a good amount. I know 112 should be happy. Shit, after I'll be missing you. That's a bad dude right there. That I'll be missing you. Even though it's gonna be a big split. Because again, Diddy already paying $2,000 a day to Sting just for the sample. Even though the song still generate. 112 has some hits though. Only You, Cupid. See, they got a big split though. They got to split all that shit 4 ways though. But it's better than nothing though. What's better than more than what they had though. Now we just talking just hypothetics, the optics of it. Cause ain't no telling how this pie still gonna be cut once they set up these deals and have these meetings and really just sit down and really just break things up. I mean, like, would you still just be hurt though? Would you still? It's gonna be somebody who probably not gonna take it though. I want is it somebody just gonna? No, I take that back. Everybody gonna take that shit. Cause if it is something unfair, somebody gonna come out and speak like, man, that little piece is, you know. But again, something is always better than nothing. That's how they got in the deals in the first place. That's why they took the deals in the first place because it was something that was better than nothing. And that's how a lot of people get, you know, get got in business. I mean, but we can't fault them though. It hurts. It hurts. Of course, it hurts. But you got these ghetto kids coming off the streets with just a dream. You know, they're going to sign the first deal because look where they come from. You got 112 coming from Atlanta. You got people like Black Rob come from Harlem, G Dep. See, I ain't see their names in it because I ain't hear nothing about Black Rob. Pretty sure his estate, you know, he done passed away. Cause that was a big hit. Somebody gonna eat off that. That's a check. Carl Thomas. I ain't like I say, I didn't see everybody name. And then you gotta remember it's not just the artists, it's the producers too that was in this conversation. Why read artists and writers? I didn't see too much about producers. That shit might be handled and already in the books already for whatever that's birthed and gone to, you know. Those splits are probably already out. So they probably ain't adjusting that. I don't think not on the producer side of the game. And especially by him having a team. What was it? What was the team? The Hitman, Hitmakers? The Hitman, if I'm not mistaken, the Hitman. That's why I say your boy Stevie J was part of that back in the day. All that time I never knew Stevie J was around Bad Boy like that until them stories was coming out in the early days of love and hip hop. I didn't know he was around. So so everybody got their hand in this. We gonna see how it all plays out though. Again, we just shifting gears a little bit just for conversation piece, just asking why today, why now? 30 years later, music has been made. Then another thing too, once he do this, it gotta be something. I mean, think about it though. Think about the lifestyle that Diddy created off the backs of the labor of these artists and writers, off the publishing after all these years. Well, let's just say 20 plus. The lifestyle he built for himself, his family, and everything. The upkeep still. I mean, you could be caked up. Don't get me wrong, but shit, this still take a dent out of your what royalties come. I mean, even though his royalties come so many different ways, but let's just say quarterly. This still going to take a chunk out of your average money that was coming in quarterly if you start dispensing out percentages of the publishers that's coming in. And especially to all your artists, I'm pretty sure he sat down and really thought about this before he made this decision. Wherever it came from, whatever the motive was, which I hope it was love, brother love, Diddy, Puff. Definitely hope it came from a genuine spot. So these brothers and sisters can eat and provide for their family from years on years to come. Because it takes hard work. And again, like I say, when you're a creator, when you're a writer, and you get approached with a deal, and you got to remember when most of them, not all of them. But most of these people, when they signed these deals 20, 20 plus years ago, man, they was kids. I mean, they was under 25, most of them. Shit, when Biggie passed, when Biggie died, he was, what, 24, 25 himself. So, 112 was like about, what, 17? Four young men just singing and want to be in the group, Faith Evans. She had a career doing a lot of background singing for Mary J. and just working her way through the ranks and getting her opportunity, writing, background singing. But just 30 years later, though, we need some type of conversation about this, some type of interview from a business perspective of not only why, but more like we don't have to know the structure. We don't have to know the structure, not all the details. I'm pretty sure everybody's gonna be different. Because even though they all play for the same team, some people did more work. And that's what you have to understand too in business. When you do more, you can get more. Because some people want a piece of the pie and they just on the team, but they ain't bringing too much to the table. You can't get 40% if you just a singer, and you ain't writing, you ain't producing. I mean, everybody's percentages is going to get broken down different for what you bring to the table and how the income actually come in and flow out. But this definitely a good deed, though, especially if it's true. I hope it ain't no bullshit behind it. It's just talking speculations. I mean, because for over so many years, it's always been talked about how a lot of artists didn't have the bad boy effect of coming out with a song or two, then not being heard from for a couple of years, and then they running around asking to be free. Remember the Locks campaign? The Locks found out early they was getting jerked. They went on a whole campaign to get off of Bad Boy, to get the Rough Riders. But this is business, though. That's what everybody just keep forgetting. Music business. That word business is bigger than the music. That's what we've always taught to study. But you learn through trial and error. Because you have to remember, these people just want a chance. Most just want a chance. And that's how music is today. We can bring it full circle to today. These kids just want a chance. That's why they talk the bullshit in the songs. Whether they live it or not, they just want a chance. They figure like, okay, we'll talk this shit. We'll sort it out later. Even if it is destruction, or if it is talking about money they don't have, or if it is wearing the fake jewelry or trying to make it look more than what it is. They figure, hey, we'll sort this shit out later. Let's see where it go. And you gotta remember, nowadays only take one song. That's the crazy part. Only take one song. All these groups, us older people we talk about, and it might not be our cup of tea, but these kids is torn off one song, one fucking song. That's all it takes nowadays, one song. No matter who you talk about, Sexy Red, whoever, one fucking song they can tour and eat. So just imagine how these bad boy artists feel. Even though a lot of them, that's one thing I can say, I think that Diddy, well, he did do this because Carl Thomas was still able to tour without being on Bad Boy Records. He still was able to do some shows here and there. Faith could still do some shows. Because you got to remember, some people, they don't let you do them songs and all that shit. I mean, so I ain't gonna say that it got to be a clearance on it when they perform it, but some people won't let you perform them songs. They can say they own it and you can't perform it. So people like Carl Thomas, Faith Evans, you know, when they went out and perform it, they can still do a set even without having these publishing coming through. They were still able to do different shows, you know, different spot dates, club dates here and there, you know, and perform those songs. I'm talking about the songs from the Bad Boy catalog, you know. Some artists will let you do that. I remember Lauryn Hill, she kind of going through that. And I don't even think some people even be noticing that about Lauryn Hill, her shows. If you notice, well, they might have got it together now because her and Foodie's about to go on tour together. But if some people, if you really notice, I mean, if you ever seen Lauryn Hill perform over the last 10 years or whenever she was out doing it, before her and Wyclef and maybe, you know, had a discussion or concealed whatever they concealed. But if you notice on all them, like I say, it's only if you ever been to see Lauryn Hill. All them songs she was doing, if you notice, them went the regular beats from the, what's the album? What's that classic album? That Miseducation? That's why she was always doing them songs over live bands and the beats was sounding different. I mean, they might try to make it sound a little similar to not throw you off that much. Because I done seen her perform maybe 2 times. I mean, out of all them years. Matter of fact, this is what, the 30th, 25th year anniversary or something for that album. This year is the anniversary for that album, 25 years or something. But every time Lauryn Hill was out performing during the course of all them years after her and Wyclef got into it, if you notice, they want them same beats because Wyclef produced it, that shit. She wouldn't perform to them same beats with the same sound. Some people don't go for that shit, you know. But it's a move. But a lot of these artists on Bad Boy, they still was able to move around with the Bad Boy title, you know. And when I say title, you can get you a show date. I'm pretty sure Carl Thomas can get him some thousands here and there, city to city, you know. Because I remember he came through Detroit a couple of times. I mean, I ain't go check him out. But some people, when you got that one song, you do a couple little remakes with it, make you a 20-minute set or something. Shit, you better get your couple dollars. Because you already in print and you know, so somebody will come see you. And especially nowadays with all this old school shit going on and, you know, because there's so many older people who tired of the younger and newer music. A Faith Evans can come to your town right now, wherever you at, and do a show and get that shit popping because just off the strength of the name Faith Evans, Bad Boy Records. But this a good deed though. I hope, like I say, I hope this shit true though, and I hope it all go down when they say, and he really just give these artists a piece of the publishing. But what about artists like G Dep? He was locked up. He turned himself in. You got Black Rob. He just passed away. And look what he was going through before he passed away. Man, from the looks of things, he was needing it. That gotta hurt too, like for his family. I mean, you gotta think about stuff like that too. Think about, damn, how they gonna structure that though? Or if they gonna even structure that though, if they even gonna touch that though. Cause you gotta remember, people like Black Rob and them, they still got a family out there. You know, like, is he gonna contact and reach them too? Like, boom. Like I ain't saying like he as big as Biggie or nothing, but he still had a hit song, and it's still money being generated off of his songs. So it's like, is they gonna be in negotiation? I'm saying like your G Deps and stuff, like the ones who was really, really, you know, hurting, you know, not to speak on their life or situation, but you know, he locked up and just think like after 30 years, man, I'm pretty sure he's like, shit, my family can use that bread or whoever. So it's a lot of variables to this. But like I said again, I definitely hope it's true, and I hope it all work out, and I hope it just linger on for other labels. Maybe Master P can do this too, because I know a lot of people from his label spoke on, just I mean, you got your favorites too. Let's be real too. Some people this shit probably don't even affect. Like how they always said about well, this is what the streets say as far as French. They say French he wasn't getting jerked or whatever. So I don't know if French just came at a time when everything was maybe better and inclined or something, or Diddy was in a better space. But I ain't too many people that ran around was saying that French. Well, you don't hear French was ever complaining about, he had them hits. He had them out of America type hits popping off. So French, I'm pretty sure he wasn't tripping about a lot of this. Mace definitely was verbal about it. The Locks, they're gonna have to do a three-way split. If you think I'm jiggy. The Locks was on some shit. I still listen to that album sometime though. That Money, Power, Respect. It was some nice cuss on that album. That's one thing I can say about the Locks. They made the best of their situation. Because even though they was early in the game, you still heard their potential. But I'm pretty sure they look at them shiny suits and all that should be cringe words, and they be like, God damn. But they had to do what they had to do. But in between all them, them beats and the samples and some of the friendly tunes and all that stuff, the Locks, they still was making the best of it though. You can still tell that they had some potential. And they were trying to be rough, even though they was on a label that was, trying to put them out there as whatever the agenda was that Puff had, or the vision that he seen for them to do at the time. Because once they got free and got on Rough Rider, they definitely put it out there how they wanted to, though. But we're gonna see how it all worked out, though. I'm getting to this one poem apiece. This Let's Talk Music. Why not? That's what we're doing. We're talking music, right? We talking music. We talking about this publishing and whatnot. Listen to me. Listen to me. I said it's not that my hip hop was better than yours, but hey, shit, my hip hop was better than yours. Now, see, I ain't trying to separate. Cause see, for every crank that Soldier Boy, there was the Humpty Dance. Whipping that nay-nay, hitting the quan to a dude on the corner in some tight-ass Adidas pants and a B-boy stance. But see, we was hip-hop. You see, Salt and Pepper, MC Light, and Queen Latifah all can hold their own. But see, y'all wanted Nicki to stand alone or by another female get knocked off the throne. Bone gave us harmony. Now what a coincidence. Cause see, now that sound like today's R&B. You see, no more love ballads. Just a bunch of rap singing dudes talking about how high they want to get you, how they want to get the pussy. Listen to me. Snoop had his song Gin and Juice. The Chronic was finally introduced. Cash Money took over for the 99 and 2000, but her mama was already popping that coochie for Luke. Hell, it's the truth. You see, it ain't nothing new to discover. All the way down to the fashion. To the artist never asking. about these demonic ass symbols and borderline gay ass album covers. At the 70s started though. Question. Why Jeffrey Osborne and LTD on them album covers ain't have on no shirts? Isley Brothers, Isaac Hayes, Al Green, all cleaned up like pimps. Go in your mama basement, wipe the dust off them records and do your research. Cause see, the first to make me think or raise my fist was Chuck and Chris. Red, black, and green before we saw delicious ass. Flavor Flav was trying to tell us what time it is. Cause see, we used to rewind shit. See, I was one of them kids in the mirror with the broom. The voice of the streets. Hip hop used to keep us all in tune. See, I'm in love with the culture. But I ain't one of them old heads that stuck in the past. But lately, y'all been on some bullshit. Mainstream hip hop kiss my ass. Man, these niggas trash. Only the real gon' last. Rap Talk, that's that poem of peace, y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. It's your man, Rap Talk motivation, Rap Talk poetry. Why is Diddy giving back to publishing? All in all, it's a good deed, and we hope it popped off and it be a snowball effect for more labels and all. Be with y'all in a minute. Thank y'all for tuning in to Poetry and Conversation. Rap Talk.